Welcome back to another video. Today we will talk about the Lazarus group and how North Korea, a low economically and technologically advanced country, have almost pulled off the heist of the century and stole $1 billion from Bangladesh. Before we get into this video, make sure to like the video, comment below what stories you want, and subscribe and turn notifications on if you want more videos. How on earth have a group of men from one of the poorest and alienated nations, North Korea, come within hair of hacking the National Bank of Bangladesh for $1 billion? At 8:45 a.m. on Friday the 5th of February 2016, in the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka, employees are facing what seems to be a regular day in the head office of Bangladesh Bank, the Central Bank of Bangladesh. It is a highly secure 115-meter, 377-foot building with 31 floors. So how did these hackers infiltrate? On the 10th floor, where staff at the bank had noticed that a printer had malfunctioned but thought nothing of it and did their regular duties to resolve the issue, as this is a common occurrence. But there's nothing common about this particular malfunction, and this is no regular bank or printer, as this is the nation's central bank responsible of multi-million-dollar transactions. And the printer is responsible for printing out records of multi-million-dollar transfers flowing in and out of the bank. Through infiltrating the printer, the hackers have now gained access to the building's computer network systems and now on their way to transfer sums of $1 billion to fake bank accounts, casinos, charities and many other networks. But how did they get through to the highly secure 10th floor printer with all this valuable data? It all started in January of 2015 when the group set up a fake phishing email sent to many of the employees at Bangladesh Bank. The email was from a fake job seeker with the alias Razal Al-Aim. It contained a link to supposedly download the CV and cover letter on a third-party website. However, by clicking this link, the hackers will have full access to the employee's computer network, and at least one employee had fallen for it. The hackers begun lurking the accounts ever since and made their way into the highly secure systems where they had access to see extremely big transactions the bank were making, as well as all customers' account information and transfers. Why did they wait a whole year to attack when they could have done it at any moment? Well, it seems that they had their escape route perfectly planned, or so it seems. How did they get caught? Turns out when the staff got the printer running again, they found very important messages from the Federal Reserve Bank of America located in New York, aka the Fed, in which Bangladesh have a US currency account in. The messages were received by the Fed as instructions to drain the entire account of $951 million by Bangladesh Bank. The bank tried their best to contact the Federal Reserve to resolve, but due to the hackers' planning and timing, they failed to get through. The hack truly started on Thursday the 4th of February at 8 p.m., which was only Thursday morning in New York, which gave the Federal Reserve enough time needed to carry out the hackers' wishes while uninterrupted. Friday was the first day of the Bangladeshi weekend, which consists of only 2 days, Friday and Saturday. The headquarters in Dhaka were taking their 2 days off and the attack was beginning to be uncovered on Saturday. And the weekend has already started in New York. The timing of this situation has delayed the possible discovery by a whole 3 days, a heap of time to move $950 million around. But where could they possibly move it to? The group had set up accounts in the Philippines, but how did they do it without the Philippines finding out? Turns out on Monday the 8th of February 2016, it was the first day of the Lunar New Year, a national holiday in the Philippines. Using all of these tactics, the hackers have bought themselves a 5-day lead to get the money to safety.
Where did it go wrong? The hackers managed to clear their tracks, making a total of 35 transactions totaling in $951 million, the biggest payday of their lives. But one tiny detail had taken down their operation. The bank called in for help and underwent a series of events to try and reclaim the money. Well, it's not simple because it has already been stolen and stored in the Philippines, so it cannot be reversed. They would need a court order to reclaim the money. So they filed it, and as soon as it went public, the story made headlines worldwide. Everyone was involved in trying to get to the bottom of it, including the FBI. But only one detail halted this whole operation: the coincidence of the Manila bank located on Jupiter Street. The bank on Jupiter Street, Manila, had all sums of the transactions. The hackers have had hundreds of options in the city to choose from, and they chose Jupiter Street. What is so significant about Jupiter Street, though, and why is it a coincidence? It turns out the transactions were held up by the Fed because the address of the transactions contained the simple word Jupiter, which happens to be the name of a sanctioned Iranian shipping vessel. The word was so significant it triggered the Federal Reserve's automated computer systems to review and stop most of the payments. 5 transactions went through, totaling $101 million. However, $20 million of that was sent to a Sri Lankan charity named Sri Lanka Foundation, but got reversed to the bank after an employee noticed a spelling mistake where it read Sri Lanka Foundation. In total, only $81 million got stolen, which the bank thinks is a lot, but apparently not so for the hackers. The rest of the money was then trying to be covered up by the hackers through money laundering tactics in the Philippines' banking accounts. Some through casinos and $31 million from a one-time purchase of a private jet. Authorities at the FBI have concluded that the North Korean government underwent an extensive process which took years of preparing for this heist, assembling the Lazarus group, and only one person is suspected from the group. His name is Park Jin-hyuk, a computer programmer from a leading university in North Korea, who went to work at the leading company of North Korea, Chosun Expo, in the Chinese city of Dalian, producing digital gaming and gambling programs for clients globally. During his time doing this, he set up an email address and a CV, which ultimately led him to build a network through social media, which gave him a digital footprint that allowed the FBI to track him down. In June 2018, he was charged with conspiracy to commit computer fraud and abuse, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. If he is tracked down, he will face up to 20 years imprisonment. It is entailed that he has fled back to North Korea from China.